Hey, what is going on, guys? My name is Chris and welcome to my YouTube channel. Now, I've been umming and ahhing about making a YouTube channel and videos for a really long time, but I'm gonna make the move, take the plunge and make my very first YouTube video. Now, the whole reason I've been thinking about uploading to YouTube and making a YouTube channel is really to document my personal finance and my investment journey. So at the beginning of March of this year, 2020, I decided to take a real sort of interest in personal finance and investing and the best ways I can make my money grow and invest for my future and retirement. So I've been watching a lot of these kind of videos, these kind of personal development videos of how people are investing their money, how are they getting more financially independent, more financially experienced, and kind of really understanding how I can make my money work better for me. So because of that, I've been sort of understanding the ways to invest my money and understanding the ways in which I can grow my money as I begin this journey. Now, I am currently 23 years old, so a lot of the financial videos I've been watching, it's kind of like, invest while you're young, invest in your 20s, and by the time you're 65, you'll be a millionaire. So that's the kind of premise and kind of vision I have long term. That is the macro goal, is to walk towards retirement and really making sure my money does the most it can do and really sort of grow it over time. So that is kind of why this channel is going to be here. I'm going to be documenting that kind of growth, how I'm going to be investing my money, how and where I'm going to be growing my net worth, and over time really sort of focusing on saving money and how I can invest wisely to grow my money and hopefully get that sort of YouTube guru word of passive income that a lot of people sort of go on about. So like I said, I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos over the last sort of 3 to 6 months to kind of educate myself, to understand how I can best grow that. And I found a lot of value from these kind of videos, people kind of saying, look, I'm starting my investing journey now, this is what I'm going to be doing, these are the mistakes that I've made, this is what I'm learning as I go and as I sort of grow my own knowledge. And I found those videos really insightful and really helpful, and actually a kind of a really good way to kind of document where you've come from and where you can see yourself. So that's the whole point of this channel, as I said, to kind of document my journey and where I'm going with things. And I'd really love it for you guys to be able to see that journey, hopefully find some value from it, take some tips from me, learn from my mistakes and that kind of thing. So the whole point of this video particularly is to kind of talk about my first sort of investment project, investment focus as it were. Now there's loads of different ways you can invest your money. Obviously there's the stock market, there's property, there's your own business, there's loads of different ones. But the first one I really want to focus on is investing in the stock market. Now, for years, through all my sort of childhood years, teenage years, and even into really early 20s, the stock market for me was this crazy kind of world of sort of numbers and figures. And if you've seen like The Wolf of Wall Street or anything like that, it's all sort of buy, sell, fast and pace. And I was like, well, you know, this is not for me. I do not understand this. I don't understand balance sheets. What's the NASDAQ? The Dow's down. What does that even mean? And it's only through, like, sort of, as I said, last sort of 3 to 6 months, kind of trying to understand actually, what does this mean? What does the stock market mean? How can I use my money to invest in it to get a better return than the dismal interest rates that we're experiencing, especially in the UK at the moment? I mean, you're lucky if you're getting 0.05% on an ISA these days, or a standard interest rate account. So for me, I was like, right, okay, let's get my head around some of these terms, understanding what the NASDAQ is, understanding what a PE ratio is, and all of that kind of detail. And so that for me has been really insightful. And so obviously deciding to invest in the stock market is a big step. And obviously nowadays, investing in the stock market is much easier than it used to be. Now there's sort of platforms and apps that you can use that are direct brokerages that allow you to invest straight into the stock market, all from the comfort of your own phone. I mean, that to me makes it so easy. And with a bit of education, with a bit of understanding, and a bit of YouTube, and a bit of knowledge, and trying things out, it's so easy now to invest into the stock market and invest in it well. So the app and the brokerage that I decided to go with was Trading 212. Now, Trading 212, for most people in the UK who are into investing, is a well-known platform. A lot of the YouTube content that I consume and a lot of the YouTubers that I watch are using Trading 212, and I've watched countless reviews on Trading 212 about how it works, kind of the benefits of it, is it commission free, and all those kind of things, and understanding the benefits of it. So that's the platform that I used, that I am using, and that I'm investing my money into. Now, I have currently invested just under £2,000 into the Trading 212 app, and I'm seeing a good return at the moment of about 8%. So what I would like to do is kind of jump into the app now and show you a little bit of what I'm doing, my thoughts on the platform, the benefits of it, how I'm using it, is it user friendly, those kind of things, and kind of give you some insight of what my thoughts and opinions of it as a new investor in the platform, and how I personally am investing my money to get a return that I'm looking for. So that's what we're going to do, and we're going to jump into the app, and I'm going to go hopefully just show you a couple of bits and pieces around the Trading 212 app, give you a little bit of a review, and then sort of showcase some of the stocks and the sort of ETFs that I'm investing in, and my sort of thoughts and strategy around that, and why I've decided to invest in some of those. I probably will go into a bit of a more in-depth video covering a bit more of each individual stock and why I'm investing in them, why sort of what influences me to invest in them, and the kind of strategy and overall approach that I have for investing in the stock market and using Trading 212. But before I do jump into showing you my portfolio, it would really mean the world to me if you could leave a like on this video, and even subscribe if you want to kind of follow this journey. A like really helps the YouTube algorithm, and in the words of Graham Stephan, you know, smash the like button and all that jazz. But it would be really appreciated if you could drop a like on this video. Like I said, it's a brand new channel, and I really want to kind of grow this audience and get this video out to as many people and hopefully benefit as many people as possible. So if you could leave a like, that would be great. But enough of that. Now let's jump in to my portfolio. I think now that we're in the Trading 212 app, I just want to give you kind of my opinions on it. You know, how easy is it to use? Have I had any issues with it? Have I been able to kind of invest really seamlessly? Has it been as simple as they kind of claim it to be? And so first and foremost, actually, is the platform user-friendly and easy to use? Now, the quick answer is yes. So the platform for me is really sort of seamless and easy to use. If you've ever used kind of any kind of thing like Facebook or Instagram or any other social media platform, Trading 212 is just as easy to use, if not easier, than those kind of platforms. And if you're digitally native, you'll have no problem using this platform. Now, there's plenty of YouTube videos and user things with Trading 212 out there as well. So if you are stuck, there's plenty of content out there to help you out. But honestly, within a sort of an hour or so, you'll really have quite a good understanding of how to use the platform. So there shouldn't be any issues there. I mean, so for example, you can go to sort of your portfolio section and look at your portfolio. Just to give you an idea of my portfolio. Now, obviously, there's loads of different strategies and approaches you can take with this, but the ultimate overarching thing is I'm investing in companies that I believe in, companies that I believe are going to sort of stand the test of time, and companies that I see being able to invest in for a long period of time. Like I said, my investment approach is to kind of sort of be in the market and invest over a very long period of time. So that's why my stocks and my choices of shares reflect this. So these are companies that I believe in, that I like, that I have some knowledge on, and companies that I believe that are going to sort of stand the test of time. And when I get to sort of retirement age, or when I sort of take my funds out of the investing platform,
these are going to be companies that are going to sort of grown over time, hopefully, and that I believe in. And I think that's one piece of advice I would give. Make sure to invest in companies that you believe in. There's no point investing in companies just because someone on YouTube or someone said invest in this company because there's going to have good growth. I think for me, it's ultimately thinking about, actually, do I believe in this company? Is this company that I would trust, that I believe in, that I think the ethos, and their brand is genuine, and a company that you see yourself investing in? Because you've got to remember, regardless if you're investing £1 or £1 million, that is your money that you have earned, that you're giving to that company to invest in. So making sure it's a company that you believe in and care about, for me, it is top of that list. And yes, it is kind of an emotional thing, and obviously the facts and the numbers, and you've got to do your due diligence. But I think at the beginning of it, you've got to make sure these are companies that you believe in and ultimately can see yourself sort of investing in over a long period of time. And trading 2-on-2 makes it really easy to do. So you can quite clearly see, with using the app, this sort of all the shares and the stocks and the ETFs that I've invested in. It gives a really good allocation graph at the bottom here to see what percentage of different shares that I've invested in that make up my portfolio. You can see I've got a total of 15 investments that are equivalent to a portfolio value of £1,825. And then you can quite clearly see where that breakdown is in percentage wise of which kind of companies and shares I'm investing in and which kind of percentage make them up. And so that's a really good way of seeing a sort of a top overview of what kind of portfolio you have, where you're investing your money, and trading tool makes that really easy to do. So my particular account, as you can see here, is a Trading 2-on-2 Invest account. Now there's three options when it comes to Trading 2-on-2. They have a CFD account, which is more kind of like the day trading, so buy and sell, sort of day trading aspect of it. Now, like I said, I'm in it for the long haul. I'm investing for a long period of time, which is why I'm staying away from CFD. It's just not something that I'm personally comfortable with, or that I believe in, or are particularly interested in. I'm more about that passive approach and investing over a long period of time. Then the Trading 2-on-2 ISA is very similar, but it just uses your ISA allowance. It takes into consideration your ISA allowance, but very similar into that sort of long period of time investing. And then you can quite clearly see here as well my free funds and my portfolio value. And then actually depositing funds, so actually funding my account, is really, really straightforward. So by simply pressing deposit funds there, it brings up this screen. You can also get that through other menus as well to this screen. But really, again, really easy to kind of add whatever value of money you want. You can go all the way up to 30 grand if you want, but you can go as little as £1. So really, sort of the barriers to entry when we're talking about investing is really for everyone. I mean, opening an account with a pound, anyone can do. And like I said, you can kind of invest whatever you want into the account. Another piece of advice I would give is making sure that you're only investing money that you're willing to lose, or money that you're not going to need for the next 5 to 10 years. I think investing is valuable and something everyone should be doing, but making sure that you're only investing money that you have spare. There's no point investing money that you would have used to pay bills or to live on or buy food. There's no point investing that money into the stock market because you need that money as of today. So only investing money that you necessarily might not need right away, or money that you can put away for 5 to 10 years and it not matter. Making sure that you're sort of factoring that in when you're thinking about depositing those funds. So, as I said, you can deposit as little or as much as you would like, and it's really sort of straightforward to do so. By then, all I would do is press confirm next, and I would then deposit those funds. As I'm not going to be doing that, I won't for this. As well, what you can do is set up a reoccurring thing. So, for example, if you wanted to schedule £400 to go into your account every month, you can do that. So monthly, and you can pick the date and set the value as well in the previous screen. And so making sure that that money is deposited into your account every month, or every 2 months, or every 2 weeks, or whatever you decide on a particular day. So that takes that way, sort of that manual process of you having to do it. So there's that. So that's really, so from a Trading 2-on-2 perspective of using the app to kind of deposit the funds, it's really easy to use and really user friendly. And as well, again, very simply easy to do with withdrawing funds as well. They make that simple. So all you do is withdraw funds, and you would log in with your credentials, so your username and your password, and then you would be able to withdraw your funds. Now, quite honestly, I haven't done that. The reason I haven't is because I am in it for the long run. So I'm not about sort of timing the market, sort of taking my money out, or anything like that. For me, it's about timing the market. So I'm investing what I want to, the money that I can invest with, and just progressively sort of adding money in every month, slowly but surely, and sort of investing over a long period of time, which is why I've not taken any money out as of right now, and I don't see myself taking out any money any time soon. Again, if you do want to kind of get some videos on kind of the platform that Trading212, add them in there. So there's sort of like how to buy and free shares. So there's loads of different things that you can watch in there to kind of gain your knowledge. And I've watched some of these and they've been really helpful. But again, within the app, it's really easy to kind of get an idea of how the app works, fairly straightforward. So sort of investing in the account and taking funds away for me is really simple. To getting an overview of your stocks and your shares, again, is really simple. So for example, if I did want to buy some more shares, so if I went to Amazon, for example, and I wanted to buy more, again, very simple. You obviously press buy, you select the number of shares that you want. So let's just say 2, for example. Obviously, I haven't got the funds to cover that at the moment. But if I did, I would just go review order, and Trading212 would execute that order once the stock market was open and at the nearest point it could. Also, bearing in mind, it's a 0% commission app. So when you make that trade, Trading212 won't be taking any of your funds or charging a fee for you to buy or sell your stock. So that's also a plus point and something to bear in mind. Not all platforms do that. Some do charge a fee. So for me, that's a plus for Trading212. So really easy to buy, and again, very easy to sell. Obviously, you select your number of shares, review your order, and that will sell off that share as quickly as it can. So very easy to do. I think one of the other good things about Trading212 that I like, that makes it really easy to understand and use. So for example, I've clicked on Amazon. I can obviously see its year-to-date price, its max price, since obviously it's been trading on Trading212. You can also see day, week, month, and you can break that out to see how that stock's performing over a long period of time or over by a day or a week, which is really good. And it also indicates when the market's closed. And obviously it's the Sunday as I record this, so obviously the stock market's only open Monday to Friday, but it'll indicate over there when the market's closed and when the market is open, which I think is really good. And then obviously from your investment side of things, you can see it breaks down to kind of how your investment's doing, your average buy price and that kind of stuff. So that's really interesting to see. And then further down, it gives you sort of some company details, so a bit more understanding about the company, how it was formed, a bit more backstory on the company. And then it breaks down into kind of some key ratio areas. Obviously, if it's a dividend yielding company, it will show that percentage, its PE ratio, for example, market value and its revenue and that kind of stuff. And then as slowly as you scroll down, it gets more into that sort of financial side of things, the numbers that are sort of very important when thinking about the companies that you're investing in. Obviously, the income statement, the balance sheet, so it's sort of assets to liabilities ratio, and those kind of areas of things, the due diligence you should be doing when picking your stock, making sure this is a company that has funds, that is growing, that its revenue is growing year on year, and it's a company that is a profitable one, and that one is going to be sort of around for a longer period of time. Again, if you're investing for endgame for a long time, you want to be making sure you're investing in companies that are going to stand the test of time. So for example, Amazon for me would be one of those. Some key areas as well that I really like. So obviously you can search for different companies in the search section. What I think Trading212 is doing a really good job at is increasing the amount of sort of stocks and shares that it offers. Trading212 is always looking to add new companies to their app, to their product. So at the moment, you can see browse all at the bottom here in the bottom right hand corner. There's 2,976. So there's plenty of different options, plenty of different stocks and shares and in ETFs that you can invest in. So there's not sort of a limited number. There's a real sort of plethora of different companies that you can invest in, which for me is a good selling point and a good tick, because you want to be having a diverse portfolio, so you want to have options. Another couple of things that I really do quite like is obviously like the most popular section, dividend and growth sections. Now, what I would say with the most popular section, these are obviously stocks and shares are popular within other investors. So these are other companies that a lot of people are investing in. Obviously, for me, take that with a pinch of salt, because just because they're in the popular section doesn't mean that your portfolio should have all of them in it. Again, I go back to what I was saying before. It's about making sure that you're investing in companies that you believe in, that you like, that you believe sort of believe in their brand and those kind of things, as well as you've done your due diligence in the sort of the numbers and the balance sheet and the revenue and everything like that, and it all ticks all your boxes. So make sure you do that and not just sort of take everything from the popular section. But what it does do is give you sort of an indication, an idea of kind of the apps and the shares and stocks that you can look at to invest in that are popular with other people as well. And then I do quite like that it breaks down into a dividend and growth strategies. Now, dividend dividend companies are obviously companies that pay back their shareholders with a certain percentage, which makes up their dividend. And then obviously from a growth perspective, these are companies that their stock price is growing, has grown over a certain period of time. These are strategies that you can reflect in your portfolio. So, for example, with me at the moment as a new investor, if I'm completely honest, I haven't made up my mind or are focusing on one particular strategy. So the dividend strategy, I have stocks in there that are dividend focused companies that repay their shareholders, but I'm also have shares in there. So like, for example, Amazon, who are more of a growth company, or Tesla, for example, or more of the growth company, compared to sort of a dividend company like Coca-Cola, for example, or McDonald's or 3M, are more dividend focused companies, and the reason they're in my portfolio. So at the moment, I don't have a set sort of strategy that I'm following. I'm just following dividend, I'm just following growth, I'm just following ETFs. I've kind of got a mix of all three, and I think as I progress in my investing journey and my understanding, I will probably fall into one of those three categories and mold myself around that. But for now, I'm just focusing on investing in companies that I believe in, that I believe are going to stand the test of time, and that I can see and that I want to invest in, if that makes sense. And I think it's important to invest in ETFs as well to get that diversity. Obviously, the S&P 500 tracks the top 500 trading companies in America. So that way I'm getting a diverse kind of portfolio, not just focusing on one company, but 500 allows me to kind of have a diversity in my portfolio. But again, for me at the moment, at present, I haven't got a direct focus on the portfolio that or the strategy that I'm following. But, that's not to say that that won't change over time. And as well, what I really like about the Trading 212 app, that allows me to kind of think about stocks that I want to add. So, for example, if I do want to think about more dividend focusing companies, or you think about growth shares or anything like that, I can sort of collate a watch list, which is another sort of small feature I really like within the Trading 212 app. So, for example, you can see here, if I go home, you can see my watch list up here, along with the popular section that I kind of touched on before. So, for example, if I went to the most popular section, and let's just pick a company that I don't have. So let's just say AT&T. It's not a company that I'm currently invested in, but are a good sort of dividend company potentially. If I wanted to keep an eye on them, instead of going through to the most popular section and filtering for them, what I can do is add them to my own personal watch list. So a bit like the most popular section, but you're creating your own sort of unique list of stocks that you want to keep an eye on, or that you're interested in. Maybe not ready to invest in, but something you want to keep an eye on, and you just want to have sort of collection of stocks that you're interested in. It's really easy to create a watch list. All you have to do is come to the bottom right hand corner where this sort of blue circle is with a cross through it, and just press on that, and then it says my watch list. So you can add to your watch list like that, or you can create a new watch list. You can sort of segment it, get a bit more granular, and create a watch list just for dividends, or a watch list just for growth companies, whatever you want to do, you can break that down. But it's a really nice feature so that I can go to my watch list and I can see AT&T there. And then here's just a watch list of some companies I'm just keeping an eye on. Maybe I'm invested in them already, maybe I'm not, maybe I'm just kind of keeping an eye on their stock price. And that actually leads me on to the other feature that I really like within Trading 212. So for example, with AT&T, I've added them to my watch list. I'm interested, I'm maybe investing in them, but the price is just a little bit too high. This example isn't a great one because I think they are slightly underpriced, but for example, let's just say this wasn't a buy for me unless this was at $25. So in order for me to kind of keep an eye on that, keep track on it, obviously if I check that every day, it's time consuming. But what you can do is create a price alert. So for example, all I did there was come to the top right hand corner where there's sort of like a clock and then the plus sign there. You press on that and then you type in the price that works for you. So let's just say for £25, that's saying that for me, $25, that is a buy. So for example, I just set that as a price alert. Now, whenever that stock, so for example, AT&T goes below $25, Trading 212 is going to alert me and say, hey, this is now trading at $25, just to let you know. And that's a really cool little feature that kind of just keeps you on the ball and allows you to kind of see when stocks are dropping off and seeing if that now becomes a buy for you. So price alerts, another small thing that I really like. And as you can see me just going through the platform here, it is really, really user friendly and really easy to use. But they're just a couple of the small features that I really like. If you want me to kind of go down in a bit more detail, firstly on my portfolio, obviously I've got about 15 different investments there. Again, there's lots of different reasons why I'm investing in them. And if you do want me to give a bit more of a detailed video, sort of going through each of these stocks in a bit more detail, then I'm more than happy to do that. Again, likewise, if there's some more features you want me to go through with the Trading 212 app and a couple of other things that I use on a day-to-day basis when I'm using the app, then please let me know. I'm more than happy to make a video and show some more in-depth stuff on that. But again, like I said, from a portfolio perspective, I feel like I'm doing quite well. I've obviously got an 8% return, which is way better than I would get with a savings account right now. An 8% return over having money in a savings account is just is uncomparable. I mean, if I put that £1,687 into a savings account today, I'd be lucky to get 1 to 2%, if that. So the fact that I've got an 8% return at present, for me, I'm going in the right direction. And obviously, you can see this graph here. I'm slowly investing more and more over time, and my investment is slowly making me more money. So for me, I'm going in the right direction, and hopefully we'll continue that. So like I said, if you want me to do any of those kind of things that I mentioned, show you my portfolio, show you some more features within the Trading 212 app and any of my sort of opinions on it, then please let me know and I'll be happy to do that.
Okay, so thank you for watching that. I hope that has been helpful in any way, and hopefully that's kind of given you a bit more insight in how I'm sort of going about my trading and investing journey, and a little bit more about the Trading 212 app. Like I said, if you want me to give you a bit more insight into the portfolio or any more sort of reviews or questions that you have about the Trading 212 app, leave them down below in the comments section, and I'll be more than happy to make a video and answer any of those questions you may have. Like I said at the beginning, this is a channel that I'm going to be documenting my investing journey. It's not going to be just stock market and trading focus. I'm going to be sort of looking at other ways. I'm going to be investing my money in the sense of property and property development. So there'll be other things along the way. But like I said at the beginning, if this is something you want to be a part of, if you want to stay in tune with my journey, then please do subscribe. It really does mean the world to me if you would do that. As well as drop a like on this video. Again, that really helps the channel out. But until next time, thank you for watching, and I'll speak to you guys later.